Hello everybody, Joe Bagnones here, and welcome back for another episode of One. I am tired today, just like always, but for different reasons. Today was my town's trick-or-treating day, even though Halloween is tomorrow, so, you know, I was up dealing with that. Couldn't sleep. Well, I say I was up dealing with it by me putting the bowl of candy out front with a sign saying, just take what you want. And from the looks of it, people, probably just took a couple at a time because there's still some left in the bowl when I went out this evening to collect it. So, all in all, pretty good, except for the fact the street full of noisy kids all day, which meant me sleeping like the fucking vampire I am, turned out to be pretty difficult. But I managed it, and now here I am. Just munched on some candy, and then now drinking my my gamer sup to get that caffeine because I don't want coffee right now. I don't want to get warm. All hot under the collar for this recording session. You dig? Anyway, yeah. Oh, I finally fixed that weird stuttering thing that happens with my PC. Like, I was opening up like all the BIOS. I was fucking deleting, reinstalling drivers, fucking downloading stuff so I can manually set like the caps for like the speed of my fucking graphics card, because what was happening was it'd sit idle for about a minute and then my clock speed would fucking rocket up and like stay throttled at like 2500 megahertz and not come down unless I moved my mouse, and then it would spike and then come all the way back down, and it'd be fine. So after troubleshooting for like a day and a half, I got the bright idea of, besides the Windows like antivirus, like I don't have anything on this PC to like go through and delete any malicious software. So I downloaded some software, some malware bytes, ran it, and I'm like, 120 whatever files got flagged. I'm like, oopsie. So cleared all those out. Essentially, that stuttering was essentially the spasms of my PC as it had a neurological degenerative disease. So I just gave it a quick ice pick lobotomy, and it's running great now. No more weird stuttering. So that's a plus for any time we're doing like Movlove or something, just in the future maybe, when it decides to go do like little movie cutscenes, it won't start fucking choking out. And for the anime reactions, so that way you don't have to see me fucking jiggling my mouse every minute to get the frame rate back up to what it's supposed to be. But that is neither here nor there, because this is a visual novel, and if I lose a frame or two every couple minutes, that's not a big issue here. So, enough with that. Let's just get in there. As always, it's the sound of the curtain being drawn back, letting in sunlight that shoots through the back of my eyes. There was a line before that, but hello? That'll explain it. Okay, it was just the sound of the window being opened, or the curtains. Ugh, I'm paralyzed. I can't move. And I guess this doesn't pop up on the recording, but like the music, like I don't know if it's my headset, my aux cord, or like my microphone, because I have my aux cord plugged directly into my microphone, which is then plugged into my PC. But occasionally, like some tracks, it'll get nice and like crusty, like I can hear it going like geek, geek. Some nice electrical static. Doesn't look like I'll make it to school like this. Nagamori disappears from my field of vision. Just, what is she planning on doing? This? It sounds pretty profound. Don't tell me it's body modification surgery? Something perverted. Body modification surgery. What are you doing with that saw and hammer? Oh my god. Yeah! Yeah! We have the technology. We can rebuild it.
よし、完成。
God, are these people my fucking neighbors booting up the power tools at 7 a.m.? What's happened to my body?
長時間経ってても疲れないように膝がロックできるようになったんだよ。
You can do that already. It's just you're more likely to pass out because like the blood gets trapped down in like your lower legs. What kind of plane modification is that? No, there's no way she'd do that.
動けないんだよね、浩平。
She's gonna tickle your foot or something. Or is there?
じゃあね。
Wait! Thwomp. Unable to bear it any longer, I leap out of bed.
はっ、起きた。
So what are you about to do?
耳の穴に息吹きかけてやろうとしてただけだよ。ほーって。
I don't have particularly sensitive ears, so it wouldn't do much for me. Well, I would feel it because I have really fuzzy ears. Like, when I go to the barber, like every month and a half or so, depending on who's doing it, they'll ask like, hey, you want me to like run the clipper up your ear? Because I'll get like inch-long peach fuzz, like an old man. And some of them, they'll just do it on their own. You know, I'm like, oh, come on, man. That's like one of my character traits, you know? How are they gonna recognize me when I come into work with a new haircut and my ear fuzz gone? Ugh. So that's all it was. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped her after all. Let's go.
あ、忘れてた。もうこんな時間。
It's always this late.
なんてやってる場合じゃなかったんだよ。
There's always time for food. Well, no, it isn't.
はい、カバンと制服。
Okay. Accepting them, I slowly begin to prepare myself.
やっぱりのんびりと登校なんて2日と続かないんだね。
She makes a point of emphasizing how useless I am. You idiot. You're the one who added to the problem this morning.
そんなことないもん。いつだって公平さえ1回でちゃんと起きれば余裕なんだもん。
Well, some things just aren't physically possible, okay? I can't help it. I'm not a morning person. I get the feeling we've had this argument many times before.
やっぱりのんびりと歩きたいよ。最近は帰りも一緒じゃないし。だから早く起きようよ。ね。
Yeah, I'll do my best. Turning the corner, we dash down the final street. Hearing the sound of the chime for the most boring period of the day, fourth period, through a muddled haze, I wake up. Why, what class you got fourth period? Ugh, that was a nice nap. Oh, stop! I just woke up, can't make me tired. I get up, rubbing my hands, which have gone red while pinned under my head. There's nothing like sleep during classics. Oh. Nah, don't say that, man. Like, old shit's cool. Whether you sleep, eat lunch, or play cards, our pre-war generation part-time lecturer doesn't seem to care. Standing at the lectern seems to be pretty much just a hobby for him. Yeah, man, he's got, fuck, what is it? You know, when you have a job so long, they just, like, can't fire you? He has tenure. He's fine. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Now then. As always, I quickly open my bag and take out my... Huh? Damn, I forgot to bring my bread from home today. Guess I've got no choice but to buy something from the cafeteria. Hey, Satomura, what's up? Hey, Satomura. Walking over, I call her to a stop as she's picking up her lunchbox. Sorry about the wait, but I'm going to go and buy some bread from the cafeteria. I'll be sure to come afterwards, so go ahead and wait for me. She silently leaves the classroom without meeting my gaze. It's her usual attitude, but I'm used to it by now. Patting my pockets to my uniform, I check that I've got my wallet before I leave the classroom too. Did you check if you have any money in your wallet? Someone calls out to me as I'm about to buy my lunch from the cafeteria. Oh, it's just you, Minami. Come to steal my lunch, have you?
違うって
The only way you're getting this bean bun? Bean bun is over my dead body.
だから違う
Yes, yes, I know red bean paste, but I was thinking baked beans, I know. What is it then?
あんな楽しそうな里村初めて見た
Huh? Talk about cutting to the chase. I've got no idea what this guy's talking about. You're not making any sense, Minami.
いやさっきな廊下で里村とすれ違ったんだ
That doesn't sound unusual compared to, say, passing by a sumo wrestler.
でなその時の里村がやけに楽しそうだったんだ
Cheerful?
あ
Was she skipping along or something?
あいや普通に歩いてた
Was she holding her stomach while laughing to death?
いや弁当持って普通に歩いて
Just how did you get cheerful out of that?
たいやなんとなく雰囲気かな
Just the vibes, man. That's kind of vague.
俺は1年の時から里村と同じクラスだからななんとなくわかるんだ
Really?
まあ気のせいかもしれないけどな
Probably is.
まあいいや悪いな呼び止めてそれだけだ
Quickly wrapping up the conversation, he disappears into the crowd. Oh yes, this very crowded lunchroom filled with, 4 characters we know and, a guy asleep. Cheerful, huh? Absentmindedly turning Minami's words over in my head, I leave the cafeteria and head towards the entrance hall. Changing into my outdoor shoes, I push my slippers into my locker and head outside. It's gotten even colder today. Rubbing my rapidly numbing hands together, I head towards the usual place on the courtyard lawn. Like, bring a blanket or something, God. Fucking grass is gonna be cold. Hey, Akane. Oh god, my sinuses. Give me a sec. Ooh, sorry about that, folks. My left side is the side I sleep on, so when I wake up, my sinuses are usually stuffed up. And it just opened, and oh man, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Did it open? Sitting there in the usual place is a lone girl. I call out to my classmate as I approach.
茜
She looks at me with a puzzled expression. Oh, did I get it wrong? If her name isn't Akane, then... In that case, I'm sure it was... Huh?
茜で合ってます
Oh, good. So that was it after all. I haven't heard it since you first introduced yourself to the class, so I wasn't really sure. I sit down beside her on the lawn. As I look at her, she lowers her eyes slightly to the rest of her lunchbox as if pondering something.
よく覚えてますね
Her eyes are still downcast as she speaks to me. Remembered what?
私の名前です
Yeah, it's a fairly easy name compared to some other ones. Her gaze remains fixed downwards. It's almost as though she's talking to the contents of the lunchbox. You normally remember... That's what I get for eating chocolate before starting this. You normally remember the names of your classmates, wouldn't you? No. If I think back, like, the people I went to high school with, I can remember, like, 4 or 5 people's names. Like, throughout my entire 4 years there. Same with at work. Like, at work, I know the names of the people in my shop, but, like, everyone else in, like, the different sections of, like, the maintenance squadron, like, I know some of the comm nav guys because we essentially, they were trying to fucking mush together our career fields for a while, but that's like one of those things that's never gonna happen. Like the old dudes who've been there for like fucking 19 years. Like, yeah, they were talking about that when I came in. It's never gonna happen. But anyway, we end up doing a lot of jobs together with them. So, you know, I know some of them, but like the rest of them, like the Hydro guys or like the fucking, well, we know some of the E&E guys because their desks are right next to them, but like Hydro, fucking the crew chiefs, like, bro, you could point at one of them and tell me this is whoever, and I'll be like, who? And they'll be like, bro, we've been on the same shift for 1.5 years. And I'll be like, oh, oops. After all, you'd be sad if your own name was forgotten. Would you, though? She nods towards the rabbit-shaped apple slices with a complex expression on her face. That's right, Akane. I mean, Satomura.
茜でいいです。
Oh, okay.
はい。私は名字より名前の方が好きですから。
It's kind of the opposite for me. There's nothing wrong with my first name. It's just, it's usually a last name. So people get very confused when they see my name written down on like on like a sign-in sheet, and they're like doing roll call. They'll be like, and I'll have to be prepared to answer to either my first or last name. And yeah. Sure, if that's how you feel. Also, I haven't been called by my first name, like, in months? Like, the last time was when I went home to visit my family this summer. And before that was when I went home the year before to visit my family. Because either I'm Joe online, or I'm my last name at work. We begin to eat our respective lunches in silence. Come on, it's about time we headed back. I suggested this after checking that Akane had finished eating.
はい。
By the way, Akane,
はい。
why don't we stop eating here? A courtyard through which gusts of bone-chilling wind will blow. During what's about to become mid-December, not the ideal conditions for an outdoor meal. Aren't you cold?
寒いです。
Of course you are.
はい。
How about we eat in the classroom from tomorrow onwards?
私は最初は教室で食べてました。
Come to think of it, it was.
はい。
How did we end up coming out here to eat anyway?
どうしてでしょうね。
She stares into my face. Ugh, don't tell me it was because of me.
はい。
In the end, it all ended up like this because I kept following her around like a weirdo. Sorry, this was all my fault.
はい。
You really don't have to agree so much.
冗談です。
She looks down somewhat awkwardly. Just then, the chime rings to signal the end of lunchtime. Well, let's head back. We're out of time after all.
はい。
I'm the first to stand up and start walking. Akane stands motionless behind me, as though there's something she wants to say. What's wrong, Akane?
公平。
Her voice is reserved as she mumbles my name.
合ってますか？
Yeah, that's it.
はい。
By the way, you can call me Kohei too.
わかりました。
Nodding, she moves to follow behind me. Damn, we're really gonna be late. Look at my watch, it's already late enough for the next lesson's teacher to have arrived. Well, as long as the bell doesn't ring, you're fine. You better run if we want to make it.
走りましょう。
Okay then, let's go.
はい。
Exchanging glances, the two of us begin running together. The two of us scramble into class and take our seats. I'm bored. As always, there's not a lot to do during lunch once I've finished eating. Usually I just sleep through it, but somehow I don't feel sleepy. Hey, Nanase, let's do something. I poke Nanase, who's seated directly in front of me, in the back.
見ての通り外を眺めてるのよ。
Who cares about some book? Why don't you daringly jump out the window like you usually do?
死ぬわ。
Ah, back to the usual, Nanase.
あのね、休み時間に一人無礼顔で外を見やる。乙女にしかなせない
No, I
技
feel
よ。
like anyone can do that. You don't have to force yourself to perform that particular feat, you know?
もう話しかけないで。
So that's how it is it? Having tired of teasing Nanase, I slouch back into my seat and stretch. This really is a distasteful... Distasteful? There we go. Pacer. Just say pencil. It's a pencil. Fucking Aussies. Hey, Nanase. I'm staying over at your house tonight, okay?
うん、見たいビデオあったんだ。一緒に見よう。ってだからいつからそんな仲になってんのよ。
What, you don't want to have a sleepover? Why not? Come on. Let's watch it together.
何度も言ってるけど忙しいの。
You know what we have to do.
だからついてくるなって。
What? I'm not doing anything.
あ、そうなんだかそんな気がしたからごめんね。
There's no mistaking it. This is a warning. If I ignore and follow her, I'll be...
じゃあね。バイ。
Yeah, bye-bye. I have no choice but to watch on as she strides at the classroom on her own. Changing my shoes at the shoe shelf, I pass through the entrance hall and begin, and the deserted after-class courtyard to begin the walk back home. I sure am hungry. You don't look like a Central European country, founded by the Magyars. But it doesn't look like Yukiko-san is coming back, so I've got no choice but to get up from the sofa and drift over to the kitchen. You seem like the kind of guy who just take like a pack of instant ramen, like one of the brick ones, you know, out of the plastic, and just eat it. Kids used to do that in elementary school, and I'm like, even then, I'm like, you're a fucking animal. What's wrong with you? Like, raw, hard, crunchy noodle? They're like, no, man, it's fine. I poured the seasoning on it. It's like, what? I guess I'll make dinner on my own for once. I open the fridge and peek inside. There's nothing in here but ice. We've hit the bottom of our food reserves. Actually, this sort of thing happens pretty frequently. I never go shopping, and Yukiko-san is rarely at home. It's the only natural result. Oh well, guess I'll go for the instant food. I open the cupboard and peek inside. There's nothing in here but dust. The cupboard is bare. What do I do now? Listlessly closing the cupboard, I return to the living room. Order a pizza, my guy. I'd be a pain in the butt to go out and buy something. And it's all the same once I fall asleep. Hell yeah, fucking have sleep for dinner. I drift my way up to the second floor. Climbing to bed, I close my eyes. As always, is the sound of the current being drawn back, letting in the sunlight that shoots through the back of my eyes.
ほら、起きなさいよ。
Thwomp.
公平、もう制服着てる。
Did you just, like, sleep in your uniform? Yeah, I almost asleep without getting changed last night.
そうなの？
Ew, change your shirt and your underwear, please. Yeah.
時間ないよ。どうするの？
Don't worry, I'll just go like this.
足ぐらい洗っておいた方がいいよ。お風呂、お湯出しておいてあげるよ。
Yeah, fucking get the gunk out from between your toes. Nagamori hurriedly leaves the room, just the sort of thing you'd expect from her. Grabbing just my bag, I head downstairs.
ほら、お湯熱くなったよ。早くおいでよ。
I hear a voice coming from the bathroom. Okay, they'll be right there. As always, I stuff a single mouthful of breakfast on the table into my mouth before heading to the bathroom.
もう行儀悪いよ。
His own house, fuck off. I chew thoroughly while washing my feet.
靴下と下着置いておいたからね。
I follow behind Nagamori while putting on the garments she's left out for me.
下着は
What's wrong with yesterday's?
汚いよ。そばにいる人のことも考えてよ。
Alright. Yes, she's correct. You should change your underwear every day. Because ew. But I don't... At least I hope my dude, like... One day isn't enough for for a person sitting next to you to notice that they fucking stink. That's like several days of wearing the same fucking underwear. Not so bad that they smell.
気分の問題だよ。
Okay. I pull down my slacks and trunks in one movement and toss them aside. Ah, you looked, didn't you? You're such a pervert, Nagamori.
見せるんだもん。見せるんだもん。
Her face turns bright red as she's flailing about. I'm down, I'm just joking. Joke or not, though, you did look, didn't you?
バカ、早く用意してよ。
This dude has no shame. Yeah, alright, I'm sorry. Pulling out my slacks once more, I finish dressing myself and head down towards the hallway. I see that we're short on time, as always.
そうだね。まったく毎朝鍛えられてる気分だよ。
Chatting between ourselves as usual, we hurry onward towards the school. If it's possible to be good or bad at talking while running, I'd say we'd rate somewhere near incredible. It is most definitely possible to be bad at talking while running. Usually it's people who aren't used to running and don't have a good breathing rhythm, who are just like huffing and puffing, like trying to get any air they can with like no rhythm to their breathing. But if you guys actually get up and do some cardio, yeah, I'm talking to you sitting at home watching this, you know, go for a run, fatty. You'll eventually learn how to breathe properly, and you'll be able to hold a conversation while running, no problem. I ponder this as we run the remaining 200 meters. Whew, it's over. I take a stretch as the chime rings for the end of the fourth period. No matter how often it occurs, it's always nice to hear the chime that signals the beginning of lunchtime. Grrr. I hear another sound intermingled with the chime. So embarrassing, not to say.
私じゃないわよ。
And who was it?
私よりも後ろから聞こえたけど。
Behind. I turn around to see the wall. There's no one there.
そんなはずないわよ。確かに後ろで。 あなたじゃないの？
That was my blind spot.
バカなこと言ってないで、学食にでも行ってきたら？
Yeah, I feel like eating a lot today. My usual flavored buns won't cover it. I could eat enough for 5 people.
そんなの無理に決まってるでしょ？
You never know. Maybe I could eat that much.
はいはい、分かったからさっさと行ってきて。
I'll definitely eat that much. Realizing that Nanase isn't going to get any more irritated from further questioning, I head towards the cafeteria on my own. Packed as always, I see. Yep. A veritable can of sardines in here. I walk around to the weary crowds looking for an empty seat. I see like 10, my guy. The food here isn't particularly tasty, but nor is it disgusting, and it's cheap. I think that's the secret to its popularity. Yup. That's why when it gets to this time, there's always a pitched battle unfolding amongst the hungry over the seats here. Yeah, man, totally fucking bloodbath in here. Amongst them, I spot a familiar face. Hey, Misaki-senpai! Noticing my voice, she turns in my direction.
こんにちは、浩平くん。
Are you having lunch now too, senpai?
うん。
In that case, why don't we eat together?
そうだね。
She responds to my invitation with a smile.
一人で食べててもなんか寂しいしね。
Okay then, I'll go and bring the food while you secure the seats. I got Senpai over to a pair of opposing seats, which happened to be free.
任せてよ。どんなことがあってもこの場所は死守するよ。
I'm counting on you.
浩平くんも頑張ってね。
Yeah, just leave it to me. The two of us exchange meaningless cheers. So, what will we be having?
私は美味しいね。どうしたの？
Yeah, you're just kind of staring at her. Eh? Oh, I was just thinking that you sure eat a lot. Bruh. I look at the pile of plates stacked up on the table out of the corner of my eye.
私ね、食べるの好きなんだ。
So saying, she digs into her second plate of pork curry. It's only her second pork curry, but her sixth plate of curry overall. And the total price tag for her lunch, I don't know, like 15 bucks? I don't really want to remember. Still, looking askance. What? Like, yes, I've seen that word before, and obviously it's like, you know, out of the corner of your eye. But just say out of the corner of your eye, my guy. At the plate of plastic plates, I give a little sigh. Overwhelmed by Senpai's appetite, I slurp on my own, zucchini soba.
ちなみに、人参だってちゃんと食べられるよ。
I would hope so. No one's asking.
ナイフとフォークだって使えるからね。
To use the fork properly, though. Now you see, most people don't know how to properly use a fork. They use it like a shovel, you know? With do I have a fork? I do have a fork. You guys can't see it, but I'm using it for my own visual aid when I talk. They'll like stab and pick it up, but they'll stab with like, say, okay, so you hold it, it's like a shovel. You can scoop things, you can stab things, yeah? No, you flip it around, so it's just for skewering. But people are dumb and they're like, food, shovel mouth. Hold your fork upside down and use it the right way. Same with knives. Learn how to use knives, people.
ごちそうさま。
She's finished her... She's already finished the pork curry. Once again, the amount of plates grows higher. You're not going to eat any more, are you, Senpai?
多分ね。
She grins.
もしかしたらまたお腹すくかもしれないけど。
No way. Where does she put it all? Surely that's physically impossible?
やっぱりもうちょっとだけ食べようかな。
Alright, I'll be real though. Like, a good curry? Like, I have a big, like, pressure cooker. Like, Instapot, where you can, like, fucking make curry in there. And it's, like, a giant pot of it. Bruh. If I make it, like, especially good, and, like, I haven't eaten breakfast and I just start eating it for lunch, like, I can go back and have, like, 5 plates of it with rice. A frightening declaration. Stop her at all costs. Think about your waistline. Senpai. I really think you should stop at this point.
どうして？
You'll get fat. Because you'll get fat. I suggest a little reservedly.
大丈夫だよ。
There isn't a trace of concern in her rebuff. Why is that?
ちゃんと運動してるからね。
You must exercise a lot. I get the feeling that the problem is in an entirely different dimension from mere exercise. But it's true that despite her appetite, she doesn't seem to be getting fat at all.
でも今日はこれでやめておくよ。
Yeah, I think that'd be for the best.
今月は貧乏だからね。
As she mentions this, she lays down her spoon. By the way, Senpai, do you always eat here at the cafeteria? She nods while gazing wistfully at her empty plate.
昔からここの料理好きなんだ。
And it's cheap too. Do you always eat by yourself though?
いつもはクラスの友達と食べてるよ。
In that case, maybe I shouldn't have asked you to lunch. She might have had to break a promise with her friends to accept my invitation.
大丈夫。今日はその友達気分が悪いからって教室にいるからね。やっぱりさっきの時間が体育だったからかな。
Yeah, I can see that. The PE before lunch sounds like hell. You had PE fourth period?
マラソンだったよ。
Somehow, I can understand why they feel sick. I know that Senpai just had to run a marathon only makes me more queasy while watching her devour her food.
だから今日は誘ってくれてありがとう。
She gazes straight towards me with those empty eyes. If you're okay with it, I'd be glad to. But before I finish with accompanying you anytime, I hear a spectacularly colorful sound, followed immediately by a strange hot sensation on my back. A very hot sensation. An incredibly hot sensation. Someone fucking spill tea on you? What the? Yeah! I leap up from my seat and spin around. A small girl stands there, staring at me with a look of shock. Then, meeting my gaze, she begins to furiously bow up and down. Meanwhile, I'm otherwise preoccupied. My back was hot. It's still hot. Actually, it's hotter than it was before. Bending my arm around my back in confusion, I wipe my hand up against something. It sticks to my hand. The sensation, it's... udon! No, maybe it's ramen. Oh god, your poor top. You're gonna need to go get that dry cleaned. Wait, does it really matter? Bow bow. Not like a dog, bow bow, but like the action of bowing. Looking as though she was about to cry, the girl continues to bow.
上着脱いだ方がいいと思うな。
Senpai gently advises, having grasped the situation from my reaction. In a trance-like state, I remove my coat. Whew. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. Thought someone just fucking snuck up behind me and fucking tossed me up with Willie Pete. Has this girl been bowing all this time? Well, looking at the plastic utensils and the trays scattered over the floor, I can pretty much work out what happened. Between me and my steaming coat, that is. Bow bow. Watching her bowing apologetically like that, it feels as though I'm the one who did something wrong. That's okay. You don't have to apologize that much. I'm not angry or anything.
本当に？
Just probably more surprised. You know, I'd probably yelp too if all of a sudden my back was burning. Senpai chimes in. Of course not. After all, it's not as if it was deliberate. Besides, I've dropped katsu udon. Yeah, katsudon? Katsudon. Yes, on the floor before myself.
私もあるかな。天丼だけど。
Well, that's how it is, so don't worry about it.
全然どういうわけかわからないけどね。
Senpai.
冗談だよ。
Having listened to our conversation, the girl's expression relaxes a little as she finally stops apologizing. She stares in my face with a look of genuine regret. Okay, I'd better be getting back to class. We've got PE next period. Casting a deliberate glance at my watch, I get up from my seat. I can't handle girls when they make that face at me. Picking up my soup-stained coat, I start to leave, but... the girl has a firm grip on the hem of my uniform, and she's staring at me hard. What's wrong?
選択するって言ってるんじゃないかな。
Uh-huh. She moves her head up and down twice. Really? You know, I don't really mind. After all, it's all the same once it dries. Is it though? You should definitely wash your top, my guy, and not just leave it with dried broth in the back. Ugh. Gee. Ugh. Since you're so insistent. Okay, fine. I'll leave it to you then. The girl's expression instantly lightens up. She happily accepts my uniform. Hugging my uniform to her little body, she gives a big bow before tottering off. When she reaches the cafeteria exit, she turns back towards us again and gives another deep bow. Somewhat dumbfounded, I can only stand and watch as she disappears from sight. What a strange girl.
女の子だったんだ。
What, you hadn't noticed? I mean, she didn't say anything, and yeah, she can't, if you forgot, my guy, she can't see.
あの子、一度も喋らなかったから気が。
Ah, come to think of it, now that she mentions it, I get the feeling that she's right. That really is one strange girl.
でも、いい子だよ。
Yeah, that's true. After all, she did offer to wash my coat.
でも、その後どうやって届けるのかな。
え？
その女の子、浩平くんの学年とかクラスとか知らないでしょ？
Seems I'll have to do without my coat for a while.
風邪ひかないでね。
Parting with Senpai, I head back to the classroom. Whew. I guess food for 5 was a little too tough even for me. I say this loud enough for Nanase to hear while taking my seat.
そんなの無理に決まってるでしょ。
If you actually ate that much, you're gonna fucking die in PE next period, my guy. But I learned a lot from the experience. I realized that there's no such thing as the impossible in this world of ours.
何それ？で、そういえば上着どうしたの？
I ate it. It was carried off by one of my passionate fans. Don't worry about it. I indicate the arrival of the teacher with my eyes, and Nanase turns back to face forward, a question mark still hanging over her head. The girl sure was strange. I wonder if she's a first year. That energetic man of hers is tugging at something within my mind. Before I can inspect it, though, I'm overcome with sleep and collapse face down onto the table. After lessons are over, the class becomes enveloped in noise. Those with things to do quickly leave, while those without gather. Okay, those without, as in things to do. Gotcha. While those without gather around the desks and chat about trivial things. Personally, I don't have any plans for the afternoon. Yeah, I guess I'll go home. Swinging my bag over my back, I quickly leave the classroom. It's already past peak hour in the afternoon class corridors. Peak hour? Like the peak of people moving around? Okay. So there aren't many people passing by as I thought there'd be. Okay. Wow, if only I continued reading the sentences, my questions would be answered. Who would have thought? The rays from the setting sun print blocky shadows against the corridor walls. Blocking the light with one hand as I go, I head towards the entrance hall. Arriving at the largely abandoned entrance hall, I spot the back of a familiar figure. She's changing her shoes, probably in preparation to go home. We have no reason not to call out to her. Hey, Akane. I try casually calling out to my classmate. She turns around and smiles in response to my warm greeting. Yeah, that looks like a smile. And then she cheerfully replies with, "Hi, Kohei." What's wrong? You've been quieter than usual today.
何か用ですか？
I was thinking we could go home together.
誰が
You,
誰と
me,
どうして
so that we can grow closer to each other?
嫌です。
And with this unequivocal denial, she turns her back to me and leaves the entrance hall. Akane steps sharply through the school gates and down the road home. Exchanging casual greetings with a number of acquaintances on the way, she proceeds towards the shopping district. The shopping district. Oh god, look at those tacky fucking shirts. What is that blue one? Also, at the Moon store. Haha. You see that? That's a reference to Tactic's last visual novel, Moon, which you can see on this channel. Go in the playlist. And ignore how crunchy it looks because I didn't have OBS in the right settings, and I wasn't recording the window. It was just recording my screen with the window in its like 480p, like up in the corner. So I had to crop it in an OBS and zoom it in, so it's super pixelated. But I've since learned that you can select in OBS to, instead of record just a screen, record a particular window that's open. So that's what I'm doing with this one too. So it doesn't look like it fucking was dug up at some ancient like Incan excavation site. The place is lively at around this time with housewives pressed to prepare dinner. Paying no heed to them, she passes through the shopping district. Taking a turn into a side street, she continues her journey home. I don't know, this looks kind of like a main street, my guy. Suddenly, her footsteps come to a stop. Standing in the middle of the footpath, she slowly turns around.
迷惑です。
She sends a look of reproach towards the person walking behind her. Yeah, you're kind of weird, dude. You just like to follow people. That person being... Could it be that you mean me?
はい。
There was no it could be about it.
どうして後をつけるの？
She looks at me with a troubled expression. Oh, it's just something I felt like doing.
なんとなくで後をつけないでください。
She has a point. But my house is this way too, you know? I just couldn't help myself.
わかりました。
Her expression of blame suddenly dissolves.
それなら一緒に帰りましょう。
Turning back around, she begins walking again.
後をつけられるよりはいいです。
I've got conflicting feelings about this. Still, I guess it all turned out okay. I stride over to stand by her side. Confirming that I've caught up, her gaze turns back to the road ahead of her as she continues walking. Do you always go home by yourself?
はい。
By the way, Akane, are you in any clubs?
帰宅部です。
I see.
私も一つだけ聞いていいですか？
Ask as many as you like. I'll answer, so long as it isn't about the answers to the homework or global affairs.
長森さんとは幼馴染なんですか？
Yeah, something like that. We have one of those unpleasant but persistent relationships. We've known each other since we were in primary school, but I never imagined she'd follow me to this school. Just how long does she intend to stick around me anyway?
嫌ですか？
It's not that I dislike her, but there are times when I find her annoying. But to be honest, I'm grateful too. It's hard to describe, but it just feels right to have her by my side, as if it's only natural. I wish she'd just leave me alone, but if she did, I think I'd probably complain. Is what I'm saying wrong after all?
合ってますよ。
You think so?
幼馴染ってそういうものです。
Really?
はい。
Do you have one too, Akane? A childhood friend?
はい。
Then that childhood friend of yours must also be. As I turn to face her, her feet come to a stop. What's wrong?
私はこっちですから。
She responds by pointing down a side street. I see. Well, I guess as far as we go together then.
はい。
Let's go home together again sometime.
親密な関係になる以外の理由ならいいです。
Got it. Just leave it to me.
はい。
With a well then, and a light bow, she begins to walk in the direction she had indicated. After seeing her off, I too begin to walk in the direction of home. As I stand in front of a crossing, I happen to look up at the sky. Don't let it set in. Why? I don't understand it. This uneasy feeling that won't go away. For a moment, I feel as if in an objective image, the fact that my current self exists here. I get the feeling that somewhere, in a place one might call beyond the clouds, I'm constantly watching over my own existence. Oh, hello? Hello, fire station siren. Nice to have you join us again tonight. I'm getting confused. God, that is really loud. Even with my headphones on, I can hear it. Like, well, obviously I can hear it, but like, it's like in my ears, and it's like, fuck. Like it's at just the right frequency where like it's resonating with my eardrums, and it fucking sucks. Though that could also be because it's going through my microphone, and because I have my headset plugged directly into my microphone. When I talk into my microphone, I also hear myself, which is actually good for the recording because it lets me know that yes, it is indeed picking up my voice. But oh, is it over? Oh, God, thank God it's over. More than anything, they are images. What? The sky? No, two identical skies exist. What? Over and over, it changes, impressing upon me the long passage of time. Is that what's reminding me of this strange sensation? Dude, what are you talking about? More than anything, it can't be said that I'm alone. And yet, if I had company, we'd be able to cause an even greater commotion. What? I climb into bed and close my eyes. Within the comforting haze, I find sleep. You good, my guy? As always, there's the sound of the current being drawn back, letting in sunlight that shoots through to the back of my eyes.
ほら、起きなさいよ。
Let me sleep for just 3 more seconds.
ほら、3秒経ったよ。
Ah, damn it. That was too short.
一度言ったんだから、ほら、ちゃんと起きなさいよ。
Okay, fine. Left without any options, I squirm out of bed.
起きようとしたら起きられるんじゃない。
Seems that whenever you try to wake me up, I crave sleep as a conditional reflex.
そんな勝手だよ。
Maybe I'll be able to wake up right away if you'd wake me up differently.
どんなだよ。
Let's go with a morning smooch. A morning kiss, for example.
もう、また何言ってんだか。どうせそんなことしたってぐーぐー寝てるくせに。
What, you don't think I'm cute enough to be a princess? No. I would definitely get up for that, maybe? Possibly? Yeah. No, even I'd get up from that.
どうして？
Because it'd be exciting. As soon as the words are out of my mouth, I think, what kind of nonsense is that?
どうしてドキドキするの？私だよ、私。コヘ、私なんかにキスされて嬉しいの？
Shut up. Words are just like that, okay?
じゃあ、嬉しいんだ。
I'm going on ahead downstairs, okay? Picking up my bag and uniform from the chair, I head downstairs. I grab a bit of breakfast, brush my teeth, then wash my face and change into my uniform. After going through the usual routine, I come into the hallway where Nagamori is waiting for me.
今日は早かったね。まだ
How often do we
時間ある
actually
よ。
see his entryway? Want to stop by karaoke then?
そこまではないよ。
I was joking. Were you though?
そういや、カラオケなんて長いこと言ってないね。
Well, this last time we went.
1
Oh,
月の期末テストが終わった時だよ。スミくんとか沙織とかみんなと。
oh, that's right. I remember that all you sang were children's songs.
だって
Easy to
最
remember.
近の歌は難しいよ。
But you gotta sing stuff like that, or it won't be exciting.
でも私歌うとみんな一緒に歌ってくれたよ。
Well, if there's one thing you can say about those songs you sang, it's that everyone knows them. But think about it. Is it really fun to sing children's songs together with everyone?
楽しかったよ。
You're the only one enjoying it.
そうなのかな。
Go and practice some popular songs too.
でもそれって変じゃない？楽しむために行くのにいやいや練習しなくちゃいけないなんて。
I mean, not really. Well, if you don't like practicing, then I guess it can't be helped.
まあ努力はするよ。
Yeah.
浩平 CD 貸してよね。
Sure. Fish through my CDs all you want.
そうするよ。
Finally, the chime rings at the end of fourth period, making it time to go get lunch. Looking ahead, I see the lonely sight of Nanase unwrapping her lunch by herself. Just where did all those guys who had caused such an uproar go off to? They all realize what she's really like? Right then, Nanase, let's eat! I forcefully occupy the seat in front of Nanase's desk and sit down facing backwards. Oh, a lunchbox, huh? That fried egg sure looks delicious. I'll take that. I lift the fried egg from a lunchbox and slurp it down. Ooh, nice and sweet.
何すんのよバカ。
In exchange, I'll give you this 1-point token, collectible and redeemable for some high-grade tissues.
いらないわよそんなもの。
Oh? Well, I feel kind of bad just taking without giving something back.
ならそのウインナー1本ちょうだい。
You fool. Without that, this would be nothing more than an ordinary roll. We continue to fight over each other's lunches.
楽しそう。入れてもらっていい？
I mean, I guess. Nagamori drags a chair over along with her lunchbox.
楽しくなんかないわよ。こいつをどこかに連れてってちょうだい。
あ、おかずとっかえこしてるのね。私もあげる。
そいつにやっても何も返ってこないわよ。
How stingy do you think I am, you idiot? I'm gonna give Nagamori this 1-point token, collectible and redeemable for some high-grade tissues.
だからいるかっての。
I don't know, I feel like Nagamori would totally be down for that.
高級ディッシュ欲しい。もっと公平におかずあげたらたくさんシールくれるかな。
マジ？
Sorry, I've only got one bun that comes with the sticker. I don't have any more for today.
そうなんだ。残念。七瀬さんも何か交換しよっか。
いいわ。
That should teach Nanase how delicious a lunch eaten with friends is. Taking our time, we continue to eat throughout lunchtime. It's the end of sixth period. Like everyone else, I too get up from my seat and sling my bag on. What should I do today? What should we do? Hey, Akane! I call out towards her receding figure as she's about to leave amongst the clamor. Her feet briefly stop before moving again, as though nothing had happened. Hey! I quickly chase after her. Picking my way through an avalanche of going home club members, I spring down the corridor. Akane!
はい。
She turns to face me in a rather forced manner, with her usual irritated expression. What a coincidence to see you in a place like this.
偶然。
She murmurs back exasperatedly. How about it? Why don't we take this chance to go home together?
嫌です。
She responds with her usual reply and
今日
continues.
は用事があるからまだ帰りません。
I see.
はい、
In that case, I'll wait until you're done.
迷惑です。
She doesn't mince her words. Okay, if it's a bother for you, I guess there's no helping it. I'm sorry, I'll see you later.
違います。
She whispers sadly while staring down at the
後
floor.
編に迷惑がかかります。
Wait, she was worried about me? That's okay, you don't have to worry about me.
時間かかります。
How long?
2時間。
So that'd make it about 5 p.m. when you finish. I glance at my watch and confirm the time. I'll go kill some time until then.
迷惑じゃないですか。
2 hours will pass by in a flash if I take a nap in the club room.
はい、
Let's leave it at that then.
部室どこですか？
Yeah, what club are you even a part of?
用事が終わったら行きます。
It's the Light Music Club. You'll find it in the block with all the other cultural club rooms. Do you know the place?
はい、
My dude's in the K-On. Well, that's that then.
はい、
What's the full name of the Light Music Club? It's like the K-On-Bu or something? I don't know, man. Giving a shallow bow, she leaves down the corridor. I watch her disappear before turning to walk in the opposite direction.
公平、
I turn around at the sound of Akane's
そ
voice.
れだけ早く用事済ませます。
So saying, she turns to go down the corridor. Now then, there's still plenty of time left before I'm to meet with Akane. Thus, as declared, I decide to go and sleep in the club room. Passing the corridor filled with members of the Going Home Club, headed for the entrance hall, I walk towards the club room. Ah, but this cold. It's unbelievable. Yeah, you don't have your coat. Is there a draught coming in from somewhere? A fucking what? Google! Save me! He's making up words! I've heard this word before, but it's one of those, like, weird ones that people normally don't use. A draught. Is that like a draft? Oh, it's literally just draft. It's the British spelling. Okay. Man, I fucking hate the British. The British. Everything that's wrong with the English language comes from them. You know, America, we tried to simplify the English language by changing all the spellings to be how it's pronounced. Like back, I want to say like back in like, it was either like the early 1800s or 1700s or late 1700s or something. I don't know, I can't remember. But most of it didn't stick, except for some words. Like, if you look at how Americans spell defense versus like the English spelled defense, there is a difference. Same with why we dropped the U from a lot of words like color. The winter wind that flows down the narrow corridor carries a freezing chill with it. Naturally, the fact that I'm coatless is nothing short of a disaster. Shivering as I walk down the corridor, I catch sight of a familiar figure in front of me. Hey, senpai!
こんにちは、浩平くん。
Also, how drafty is this corridor where you're physically shivering because of how cold it is without a, your blazer on? Like, close the windows, my guy. It's December. That's bad for the heating bill. Misaki-senpai turns around, gently returning my greeting. Just about to go home, senpai?
昇降口の人が少なくなるのを待ってたんだよ。
She glances in the direction of the shoe shelf. It is kind of hard to change your shoes with all those people around there, isn't it? It's a narrow entrance hall, even at the best of times. All the students going home tend to gather there at the same time, putting the congestion on par with a commute to work.
浩平くんも今から帰るの？
I've still got a few things left to do.
そうなんだ。
We stand there casually, watching the crowd. Ugh. What? Oh, it's cold in here after all. It's even colder when I'm standing still.
寒そうだね、浩平くん。
I'm impressed that you noticed.
声が震えてるよ。
Well, that's because it's freezing.
制服、まだ帰ってこないんだね。
Neither one of these are good. Fork it over. Senpai, why don't you give me your coat instead?
嫌だよ。
It's only the natural response. But given the season ahead, it's going to be tough going on without a coat. Just then, I spot a somewhat familiar girl in the direction of the entrance hall. Oh, it's that girl from yesterday. Within the overflowing crowd centered around the shoe shelf, the girl from yesterday is buried. Well, she's been drawn into the crowd, and now she can't move.
帰るところなのかな。
No, she's probably waiting there to give you her coat, considering if it's the only, entrance and exit of the school, then, you'd have to pass through it and she could give you your coat. No, looks like she's trying to come over to where we are. Seems as though she's noticed our faces and now struggling to weave through the crowd in our direction. On the way, she runs into several people, stopping each time to lower her head. As she stops, she inevitably holds up the traffic, resulting in yet another person bumping into her. It's a spectacular display of awkwardness.
来ないね、その子。
She's about halfway through now. She just got pushed back a little.
大変そうだね。
We wait for a few more minutes. Finally, the girl warily pulls her way out of the crowd. Pattering over to us, she huffs and puffs wildly for breath. You good? Are you okay? The girl pats her messed up uniform and smiles. She's okay, or so it seems. But she doesn't look a little... What? But she does look a little like she's about to cry. Hey man, that's me all the time. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, she nods twice. Well, if you say so. So, did you want to talk to us about something? She nods before handing me a paper bag as big as her body. Can I open it? She gives an energetic nod, her burden having been lightened after releasing the bag. I put my hand inside the big paper bag and rummage through it. It's my coat. My familiar coat peeks out from inside the paper bag. You washed it for me? Thanks. It's nice and clean now. Thing probably hasn't ever been washed since he's had it, but thank you, nonetheless. She looks happy.
寂しいよ。
Senpai sulks as she is left on the sidelines.
なんか、浩平くんの一人芝居みたいだよ。
I guess that's how it would seem from Senpai's point of view. But you sure are quiet, aren't you? Even looking back to yesterday, I get the feeling that she hasn't spoken even once.
もしかして、この子喋れないんじゃないかな。
That's a novel idea. I give a wry laugh at Senpai's extreme suggestion. The girl in front of me is nodding. Don't tell me that you really can't speak. She nods again. Try saying ah. What's the point in you saying it, Senpai?
冗談だよ。
Try saying ah one more time. Her little mouth opens to form an ah, but that's all it does. Now try I. Or would it be E? Her mouth opens to form an I. But as expected, nothing else happens. Next, try saying the names of all the American states. Bruh.
そんなの私でも言えないよ。
I don't think I could do it either. Like, maybe once in elementary school we had to learn all the states, like memorize all the states and all the capitals and be able to go up in front of the class and list them all off. Which is pretty fucked up to have to make like a second grader learn all that. Because, no. If you gave me a map and I had to like mark down all the states, I'd be able to do like most of them. But like kind of like the Midwest ones, like, would it even be Midwest? I don't know, like Illinois and like fucking like all those Rust Belt states where like there's nothing there. It's like just fucking nothing in my brain about them whatsoever. I drove through them. I don't remember anything. The only thing I remember is that the fucking turnpike through Ohio, it costs like fucking $25 if you're going from one end of the state to the other. Like, dude, what the fuck? I never paid that bill because it was during COVID and they had none of the cashiers at like the toll booths. So they just had a sign saying everyone just go through the Easy Pass and just pay online. I never paid online. Also, this poor girl, once she gets to Massachusetts, her brain will just fucking melt with fucking trying to have a Japanese girl pronounce Massachusetts. Trying as hard as she can, she forces her mouth to flap open and shut. Of course, there are no state names forthcoming. Wow. It's just like you said, senpai.
私も驚いたよ。
But with like no sound at all, do you just like have like no vocal cords, or are they just like, I don't know, man. Even now, she's still desperately moving her mouth. It's okay, you can stop now. I'm sorry. She opens her mouth in a ha kind of way, or a ho, fucking making a Hanyu noise. Must be tough, not being able to speak. Uh-huh, she nods.
自己紹介もできないね。
Shake, shake. She turns her head from side to side. Then she takes out the sketchbook she's been holding the whole time. Turning over a new page, she begins to write something on it with a black marker. Grinning, she turns to face me. Using the entire sketchbook page, she has written, Kozuki Mio. Nice name. That's probably her name. Smile. Smile. Sorry, I can't read those characters.
ごめんね。字が見えない。
Oh. She looks sad. Not giving up though, she turns over a new page and begins to write again. Please either write it in hiragana or add those, what is it? It's when you add hiragana to like in small text, like above or to the side of the kanji, so you know the spelling or the pronunciation of it. Is it furigana? It's something like that. It begins with an F. I know that much. Kozuki ni o. This time, she writes it using enormous hiragana characters. So, your name is Mio. I'm Kohei. Nice to meet you.
よろしくね、みおちゃん。
Nice, we're on first name basis already. Uh-huh. She nods twice with an ingenuous... What? Ingenuous? Okay, sure. Ingenuous smile? Sure.
みおちゃん、1年生？
She responds to Senpai's question by writing on her sketchbook again. That's right.
と、
She's blind. Oh, you two are the worst combo. It seems that she is. I interpret for Senpai, who can't see.
そうなんだ。私は3年生だよ。
Uh-huh. I can't help but smile to see them somehow managing to establish communication.
私、そろそろ家に帰らないといけないんだよ。
You live across the street, you're fine. Mio hangs her head in disappointment.
ごめんね、みおちゃん。
Shake, shake. Well, I better be going to club activities soon too.
それなら、 これで解散だね。
Yeah. Okay. Waving to each other, we each go our separate ways. As I walk down the corridor, alone once again, I think to myself, Mio, huh? There's something about the name that tugs at my memory. Putting on my newly washed coat, I stand against the window blowing down the corridor. Stand against the wind blowing down the corridor. I was about to say, if an entire window is blowing down the corridor, maybe you should move? Feels a little warmer than before. Arriving in the club room, I quickly sit face down at the desk and close my eyes. We have PE today, and on top of that, I haven't had much sleep. I shouldn't have much trouble falling asleep quickly. Shake, 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 shake. Oh, someone's shaking me. Shake, shake. Is that you, Nagamori? Shake, shake. I'll sleep for just 3 more days.
お腹すきます。
Actually, I'm paralyzed. I can't move.
金縛り。怖いです。
Are you my sleep paralysis demon? As you can see, it doesn't look like I'll make it to school.
どこの学校ですか？
So just leave me behind and go on ahead by yourself.
どこにですか？
Nagamori, you're talking just like Akane.
長森さん。
Not just the way you're talking, even your voice sounds like her. Not just your voice, even your face. And your smell, and your taste.
来ました。
Ah! Nagamori substituted herself with Akane.
すり替わってません。
Not a bad trick, Nagamori.
違います。
Where am I?
部室です。
Ah. It's coming back to me now. I see. I'd completely forgotten.
はい。
What's the time?
4時半。ちょっと早いです。
Oh, I see. Rousing my sluggish body with all my strength, I get up from the table and stretch. Oh, God, fuck, stop. Stop making me tired, guy. Are you all done here?
はい。
Let's go home then.
はい。
Given the time, it's not surprising that the entrance hall is relatively empty. Our conversation doesn't exactly sparkle, but we exchange a few occasional words of banter between us. I come up with a topic and Akane an acknowledgement. There's a different emotion hidden within each of her ever-consistent replies, so it's fun in its own way. Changing our shoes, the two of us head outside together. Bathed in the setting sun, we walk out from the school gates as if chasing our own extended shadows. Want to hear something cool?
はい。
It's top secret information. It's top secret information.
はい。
Actually, believe it or not, this is Misaki-senpai's house. She's gonna be like, who? I jab my finger towards the Kawana family's house across the street from the school gates.
誰ですか？
Well, now that you ask me,
知り合いですか？
yeah,
それで？
that's all. Come on, let's go. Akane has a complex expression on her face as I urge her along. Hey Akane, why don't we stop off somewhere on the way?
寄り道？
Yeah, actually, there's a really delicious taiyaki store around the corner from here.
たい焼き。
No stealing it though. Akane comes to a complete stop. It's cheap and tasty too. Guaranteed to be filled to the tail with bean jam. Akane fixes her gaze firmly on the side road. I bet it'd be delicious to stuff your cheeks with that taiyaki on a cold day like this. So, what do we do?
行きます。
Her decision is instantaneous. Okay, it's settled then.
はい。ここ、本当に道ですか？
Probably. I take the lead along the road, or rather, a gap between two buildings. It sounds like an alley more than a road. Akane falls from behind. Going through here ought to be a shortcut. She follows after me without a word. Walking through this excuse for a road reminds me of when I was a kid. Back in primary school, I'd often drag an unwilling Nagamori along to explore places like this.
やっぱり道じゃないの。
Of course it is. It's just a foot road. We continue further. Must be my imagination, but I swear this road is getting thinner. Suddenly, I stop, having come face to face with a serious situation. This is a problem. The path splits in two. In front of me, the road diverges in two different
どっ
directions.
ちですか？
Who knows? Wait, Akane! Don't turn back without a word like that.
知らないんですか？
It's been over years since I last passed through here. Hey, I said not to turn back without saying anything like that. Odds are 50-50. That's not too bad, right? Now then, which path should we go down? Right is right. Okay, let's try the path on the right for now.
はい。
Having decided the route to explore, we advance once more. Walking sideways, we progress along a path barely large enough to accommodate a single adult. Are you okay, Akane?
いいえ。
She shuffles along awkwardly while protecting her long pigtails with her hands. Hang in there, Akane. It's only a little further. Probably. Hang in there, Akane. Just a little further.
何回目のあと少しですか？
4, I think.
5回です。
I'm surprised you remember. Want to hear it for a 12th time?
聞きたくないです。
Ah, looks like we can get out through here. Thank God. I hear a tired sigh coming from behind me. Quiet as ever, I see. You gotta express your joy with your entire body. Another sigh. During our exchange, we arrived at our destination. Alright, we made it out. I pull out from the narrow road, well, I suppose it's not really a road anymore, to find...
どこですか？
It looks like we're at school? Akane softly murmurs. Where do you think it is?
学校に見えます。
How? How did this happen? Looks like the school to me too.
少なくともたい焼き屋さんには見えません。
I don't think it does either. To think that we accidentally discovered a shortcut to school. Talk about lucky, huh? Silently, she looks up at my face. Her gaze is clearly accusatory. Maybe we should have taken that left turn back there after all. Sorry.
はい。
Sighing as I look up at the sky, I notice that the sun has almost set. What do we do now, Akane? It's already late today. Shall we leave the Taiyaki until next time?
嫌です。
But you know, that means going back down the way we came.
近道以外はないんですか？
We could go by the normal roads, but I'm not confident I could get us there. If you don't mind that, then...
行きましょう。
She immediately begins to stride towards the school gates. It's the first time I've ever seen her so proactive.
早く。
Oh, yeah. I hurriedly line up behind her for our second trip home for the day. Looking up, the sun is now even closer to the horizon, further extending the shadows on the ground. Let's see, I think it was this way? We walk through largely unknown roads, relying only on intuition. Somehow, I get the feeling that we're running into more and more unfamiliar scenery.
次はどっちですか？
We turn right at the corner, I think.
次は。
We head straight ahead until the crossroads, I'm sure of it.
次は。
We cross at that crossing, maybe.
次は。
Left at the third traffic lights would be nice. What's wrong?
不安です。
So am I. I think it's starting to come back to me. It's just ahead from here. Then, as we turn the corner, here's the taiyaki store I was talking about. Go on, eat all you want.
ここどこですか？
This is a park. it is, once again, not the Taiyaki store. This can't be right.
どこなんですか？
Good question. You'd get angry if I said that, wouldn't you?
はい
Looks like a park, doesn't it?
はい
Okay then, let's indulge in our inner child and play until we're covered in mud.
嫌です。
Oh, it's too cold out for that, yeah. Neither do I. The two of us standing there, bewildered in an unknown place. This could be a problem.
たい焼き
Taiyaki aside, I'm starting to worry about whether we can find our way back home.
たい焼き
Well, maybe next time. She hangs her head as though disappointed from the bottom of her heart. It's deserted here in the sunset-bathed park. Let's go home.
はい
As we're about to leave, Akane turns to look at the park in the twilight once more.
でもここはいい場所です。
Yeah, it does look like a nice park. Yeah, I had no idea there was a place like this so close by.
はい
Is it that close? It sounds like you were walking for like hours on end. Want to get lost again sometime? You might make another new discovery.
嫌です。
So saying, she turns back to face me. Yeah, you're right. Let's go home. Side by side, the two of us plod through the dusk-lit town. By the time we arrive at a familiar road, the sun has already set. With nothing in particular to do, I turn the lights on. Lying down in bed, I quickly fall asleep. He's having his weird dreams again. Once again, another sorrowful scene. What is this? The ocean? Okay. Why do I keep traveling to these sad places?
私には綺麗に見えるだけだけど、でもそれが悲しく見えるのなら、やっぱり悲しい風景なんだろうね。
I guess more than sad, they're more just like lonely or melancholy, I would say. They're all places where people don't exist.
そうだね。
Why do I try to exist where there aren't any people? Why don't I exist within a lively town or a warm household?
さあ、よくわかんないけど、でもあなたの中の風景ってことは確かなんだよ。
You mean the scenery is a representation of what's inside my mind?
だったら少し悲しすぎる。
I don't know. But I suppose this must be the very world which I've been looking for. A place from which there is no return. A place from which there is nowhere further to go. An isolated place where I can stay forever, cut off from everything else. A place which holds nothing and leads nowhere, within which I could cherish the people who love me even more. To be able to be together with you. Something for which I must endure the trial of giving up this world, and at the same time, I think, the reason for this world's very existence. What? Where shall we go next?
大丈夫。私はどこだってついていくよ。ずっとね。
Yes, I suppose you will. It'd be nice if we could stay like this forever. Within the depths of my own minds, I can travel as far as I like. What? Okay, and with that completely bewildering astral projection with our mind partner there, that's where we're going to end it for today. So, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time for the next episode of 1, which will be tomorrow. Yeah, if I feel like recording. Hope to see you all there. Later.